the hell, man?
Yes.
Yo, big up, guys. Sorry about that, man. We was having a little pampering session, man.
Yeah,
you know
I mean, lads are allowed to pamper too.
Clean the nose.
That's it. Yo, guys, welcome back to another stream. Sorry about the slight delay there. We had the software that we use is like changed, man. It wasn't working properly. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Welcome to the biggest preview of the season. City going to the Bernabeu, and it is the preview Champions League semi-final. Jeez, semi-final, first leg, man. It's going to be popping off tomorrow. It's going to be a mad game. Looking forward to it. And we're going to go through everything tonight. We're going to go through the press conference, which was a few hours ago. Rodri and Pep Guardiola speaking ahead of tomorrow's game. We're going to go through the predicted 11, thoughts about the game, all that kind of stuff, and much, much more. Hopefully, guys are all doing well. Make sure you do drop a like on the stream if you've not done so already. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Big up to the guys at Manscape for sponsoring today's stream. That was all just using was the Weed Whacker. If you've got any ear hair or nose hair, then you can go get that off the website, manscape.com. Make sure you're using code Xtra20 for 20% off your order and free international shipping. Big up to Matthew, who the 6 months says, 21U, welcome to the special corner. I promise they don't act like this every day. Going to be 3-3 tomorrow and a 2-0 second leg LFG. Thanks, Matthew, bro. I know. I mean, we know that's not true, but it's well, respect it. Before we get into the press conference, because this is probably going to be slightly longer preview because we're going to go through press conference and the main preview as well. You know the standard driller. I want to know how everyone's feeling ahead of tomorrow's game. Now, I got to say, I spoke quite a little bit this morning in the 2 p.m. stream with Hugh. Like, going into the game, like a couple of days ago, I was like, I genuinely felt like we could go to the Bernabeu and roll them over. The confidence on that, for some reason, has dwindled slightly. I don't know whether it's because the game's getting closer, and as the game's getting closer, I'm getting more nervous, so that's sort of gone. However, I'm still confident we can get a good result. I'm still confident that we can win the game. And even if we don't win the game, even if we get a draw, I still think that's a great result. So, yeah, I said my confidence levels have gone down slightly, but only from a very elevated position to start with. How are you lads? And this is for the chat as well. How is everyone feeling ahead of this, man?
I'm high key shitting it. I'm very obviously I shit for all the games anyway, but I was nervous about it straight away. I know it's not come around the corner just like dead fast, but it feels like all of a sudden it's right here. And I think that's probably because it's City games every 3 days or so now. We're watching so much football at the moment that it just feels like it's come around like nothing. And I'm confident that we could do something. We are good enough to be able to go to the Bernabeu and beat them. I do feel like we are good enough to do that, but I mean, my mindset is very. If we can get out of that with a draw, I'd be buzzing with that. I think I'd take that as a win.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling?
I feel the same as I felt earlier on. I'm pretty calm about the whole situation. I mean, there's just those little apprehensions you have, like no Nathan Ake is just a tiny little blow. I know, like team sheet wise, and me and LB agreed this morning, it shouldn't affect the overall result, but you'd like him to be that. You just feel great going with a fully fit squad to the Bernabeu. Haaland didn't have his shooting boots on against Leeds, so you're kind of hoping he can refine those shooting boots in the Bernabeu. No doubt he will. Terrific guy. We love Erling Haaland, but you know, I would have loved him to have got the penalty, say that Gundogan missed and stuck in the back of the net. So he's going to the Bernabeu with a goal under his belt. But you know, with that said, like I'm calm overall. I would bite the hand over off you for a draw. I'd absolutely bite the hand off you for that. But you know, I said earlier on that I believe we can win. I believe we have more than enough firepower, and that we're an overall better team than Real Madrid. To go and beat them. So,
see, I don't know if I do bite your hand off for a draw, though, bro. If we get a draw, then fairs. But I don't think I'd take that. I don't think I do bite your hand off for a draw. I think we're going to go there, and I think we're going to win, man. You know what I mean?
So do I. But I said this morning on our chat, LB, that like if you time travel to the future and came back and told me we battered them, say 3 or 4-0, I wouldn't say you're crazy, because I know it is a realistic possibility because we're that good. And everyone's like, oh, you know, show some respect to the prestigiousness and the Bernabeu and the heritage. And you know what? I'm fully with that, which is why when we get to our prediction, it won't be my prediction. But I know it's in the realms of possibility that we go and beat them, and we could score an influx of goals too because we have enough firepower up front. But with all that said, I would take a draw. But I firmly believe we're going to win. When I give you my prediction, you'll see.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I'm looking forward to it. I'm confident we can get the job done. And it's going to be a fantastic game. I'm really looking forward to it. Two great teams. Probably, you could argue, two of the best teams in Europe over the last few years. Going at it again. City out for revenge. Real Madrid out for yet another Champions League trophy. They are the kings of this competition. And despite, I believe, City being the better team right now, they are. You got to take your hat off to them. They are the kings of Europe. They've won this competition so many times. Sometimes not even with the best squad or the best team in Europe. Somehow they just find a way constantly to get through these games. And we should have won last year. We didn't win. We should win this year, in my opinion. Will we win this year? I think Haaland could be a big, big difference maker. He didn't have his shooting boots on against Leeds. Hopefully, he's rolled back that firmware and he can cook tomorrow.
Are you worried about Haaland? Is it like put a bit of more doubt into the match for you, or do you think it's off day? An off day. Yeah.
No, we've learned enough about this guy this season that adversity never sets this guy back. Like he misses a chance, say in the Community Shield game that he should have scored. You see the fucker walking away laughing. He's like, I know that I'm going to rectify this. Yeah. Anything that hasn't gone his way this season, whether it's not scoring in a game or he misses a big chance, he has the ice cold mentality of I'm going to turn it up even harder for my next chance.
I was just going to say
the way I would look at it is, unfortunately for Real Madrid, his next chance, it's in their home ground. This guy wasn't phased by the Allianz. He never beat Bayern Munich in 7 games. Batters them in the Etihad, goes to their ground, and I saw it. I was in that stadium that night. They're all jeering at him, laughing at him, trying to put him off. He missed 1 or 2 clear-cut chances, goes and scores. Ice cold, turns around and shuts us down.
I think you're right, bro. I think actually when Haaland has like a bad game or misses a few chances, I think that's actually worse for the opposition.
I think he's pissed off version, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he turns up at the next game and goes, "Rah, I'm going to make this right this game." So I actually think that, don't get me wrong, I would have preferred him low-key to have scored a hat-trick against Leeds, of course, but I don't think he's the type of player that when he misses a few chances, starts to shy away and gets a little bit scared and thinks, "Oh, fuck, I've missed a few chances." I think he goes, "Yeah, I'm ready for this next game." And he actually thrives off adversity, as you said. So, nah, not at all. And I don't think anyone should be doubting it. Any City fan doubting Haaland after what he's done after all season, just because he had one pretty poor game, is crazy. Yeah. He's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
But we also know how hungry he is for this competition. Of course, he wants to win the Premier League. Of course, he wants to dominate domestically. But from everything we learned about this guy from the moment he walked to the door and prior to that, he's desperate to win the Champions League. His ringtone on his phone was the Champions League theme song. Clearly, all he dreamed about growing up was Champions League. And he's turned it up. And all the big occasions in Champions League this year, this guy has turned it up. So he's going to go, this is my stage tomorrow night. This is what I've worked for my whole career, up against the kings of Europe in their back garden. I can go there and make a statement and prove that I'm made for this level. So I think he's going to bed tonight thinking, I am hungry. I'm hungry. Sorry, Antonio Rudiger, you do not want a hungry Haaland coming to your backyard tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I agree. Got a couple of super chats, so let's go through these, and then we can maybe start into the press conference comments, and then we'll get into all the predicted 11 after that. Big up to Ejovi, I think it is, with a 5, says, let's start by invoking the spirit of Johan Cruyff, the Madrid killer. We, who are Ajax, Barca, and City, are all his legacy. Big up to it, Ejovi, man. 40 edits with the 2 says, we confident, lads. I am 3-1 win with a Haaland 2, Phil Foden 1. I think you just heard our comments on that one. Jordi Potty is my dad with a 5, says, confidence levels 10 out of 10. 4-0 City tomorrow. Last year will be forgot. The respect we deserve will happen. We're winning the treble. City extra till I die. Yes, bro.
Jordi Potty is my dad.
Benno with a 2 says, can't lie, already feel sick, bricking it, but excited from Benno with a super chat. And Peyton with a 14 months says, yes, lads, 14 month and still shitting it. Yeah. Shit, I think that's what he says. Shitting it with you lot. If Haaland scores tomorrow, do you guys think he would kiss the badge? 3-1 City, Erling Haaland and KDB goals. I mean, maybe.
It's not his thing kissing the badge, I don't think, is it? Like he's more of a point to this kind of guy.
Yeah. He's like, I don't care about none of that. I just want to score goals and I want to win trophies. So yeah, probably not, but we'll see. And big up to Shane as well with a 6 months. Says, as long as we don't lose, we will be fine. Big up Shane, man. So yeah, that looking good. So we'll go into the press conference, obviously, because it's the Champions League. They do have a player with them, and today it was Rodri speaking before Pep Guardiola. So let's have a look at what Rodri was saying today. He said, "We are here again to fight again with an evolution, with motivation, with the feeling that we are arriving in the best moment. I think football gives you the option of revenge. You can always learn from past experiences." He speaks on Erling Haaland, says he's an important player. We've never doubted his abilities to score goals. He fits so well into the team. And he also says, as a team, we're getting the best moment now. We've been brilliant in the last 8 months to be here. This is a matter of effort/suffering. But we know if we want to finish this, we have to do it in the last month. We must show the best version of ourselves. And this is something that is spot on with. We were good last year against Real Madrid. I always like speaking to opposition fans, and they speak about last year's game against Real Madrid, and they talk about the crumble. And I always have to say to them, remember that we were the better team against Real Madrid. I think we're the better team in both games, perfectly honest, my own personal opinion. But the reason we got knocked out was due to two things. One, we weren't clinical enough in the home game. And two, we crumbled away for 3 minutes in the away leg. And this year, there's been a couple of differences. One, we got Erling Haaland as the striker, so he's putting balls in the back of the net. And two, defensively, we look solid. Now, of course, you go into the Bernabeu, you can get stage fright. A lot of things can happen. Hopefully, that doesn't happen tomorrow night. But we're going there tomorrow, and I'm saying we could keep a clean sheet there tomorrow. I would never have said that last year. Never have said that. And will we keep a clean sheet? Time will tell. We'll see tomorrow night. But the fact that I even suggest that it's possible to keep a clean sheet with the defence that we've got, I would never have said that last year because on the history of this club in the Champions League, we concede goals. We're not conceding goals right now. We're performing very well defensively. And with Kyle Walker in there as well up against Vinny Jr., I'm very confident that he can keep him relatively quiet. Ruben Diaz needs to do better this year. He's not going to have Laporte next to him. I think Laporte kind of struggled a little bit against Real Madrid last season. But this year, Diaz needs to do better against Benzema. But I'm confident that the team can do something solid tomorrow defensively.
I mean, the thing is, we've had consistency with this defense this year. Well, towards the back end of this year, and that's something that we don't really. With Pep Roulette, that we've not really had. If you'd have told me I'd be confident about this, like in the first half of the season, I'd have been shook because we've gone through stages this year of not knowing what our team is and not knowing what Pep's going to put out there. But I think we can all kind of like go around the same way that he'll play this back line. Obviously, we'll go through our predicted lineup in a bit, but I rate it. I rate the way that we're playing at the moment. Like I said, we've got Erling Haaland up top, so you'd imagine that we'd score the goals or score the chances if he's got his shooting boots on, which you'd back him to again, like we said before. And I think the surety of our defence this year is just different. I think it's massively different. I think Ruben Diaz's leadership in this team. I know that we've not seen Ruben Diaz at the levels of where his first season is until now. Like he's back at it again with them kind of performances. Now I know that the past few games a little bit way. But I'm putting that down to rest. But we know that he's up there again now. Like the performances, like the leadership shown against Bayern Munich and stuff like that. You can tell this team just wants to win this Champions League, man. And the defense for me right now, I'm not nervous about the defense. I'm nervous, obviously, about Real Madrid's attack, but not because of our defense, because of how good their attack is.
Well, statistically, we have the best defense in the world right now. And that's just fact. We haven't conceded more than one goal in any game since the 19th of January. Our worst loss in the whole season in the league was a 2-1 loss to Brentford, where we conceded 2 goals, obviously. And then Ruben Diaz come back into this team at the very beginning of this 20-game unbeaten streak is absolutely no coincidence. And I think in terms of this competition, I would like to think you could eliminate stage fright, because there's so many players now in that squad who have experienced heartbreak in this competition year in, year out. Lyon's, Monaco's, Liverpool's, Spurs', you name them. Real Madrid last year was majority the exact same team. They should go to that place with a vengeance on their back, knowing what to expect, because it's a predominantly similar, if not the same, Real Madrid team they played last year. So they'll know what they're up against. And for me, we've improved since then. Massively.
We've improved defensively. We've also improved we've improved our knowledge of this competition. Listen to these results, right? Since Pep Guardiola come into the football club, These are all the Champions League goals conceded in the games that we've been knocked out. In 2017, we conceded 6 goals against Monaco. In 2018, we conceded 5 goals against Liverpool. In 2019, we conceded 4 goals against Tottenham. In 2020, we conceded 3 goals against Lyon, and that was in a single game. We got to the final in 2021, lost 1-0. And then last year, we conceded 6 goals against Real Madrid. That is a lot of goals to be conceded. And this is why at the start of the season, I said that I believe Pep Guardiola will play a double pivot. Got the player wrong. I thought it'd be Calvin Phillips, not John Stones. In the whole of the Champions League campaign this season, we've played 10 games. We conceded 4 goals. In the whole campaign, playing against a very attacking Leipzig side, playing against a good Bayern Munich team, we conceded 4 goals in the whole tournament. This is showing you that this team is different in the Champions League this season. We're not as open, we're not as aggressive with our attacks, and this is evidenced by the stats, by the goals conceded, and when you hear Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva speak again after the Bayern Munich game in interviews, speaking about how they've learned to deal with this competition, that they've learned that they cannot dominate the ball for 90 minutes. They've learned that they have to defend. They have to allow the opposition to have the ball, because you've got to respect the opposition and you've got to be able to defend as a unit. And that's what we're doing this year. That is what we're doing. We are not conceding 5-6 goals. That is ridiculous. There's no wonder we've never won this competition. Because we concede too many goals. That's the fact. You want the honest opinion. That is the reason we've never won this Champions League. Now, granted, we should have won it in 2021 when Pep put the team. But other than that, it's because we've conceded far too many goals. This year, it appears that we put that right. We've got another big test tomorrow against a great attacking display in Real Madrid. But if they do what they did against Bayern Munich, we will go to the final. I'm super confident of that. Because we'll score goals against Real Madrid. We will score goals. It's how many do they score? And if we play like we did against Bayern Munich, we'll be fine. If we don't, and we go back to last year or previous year's Manchester City, where we go gung-ho and, they've got chances, we've got chances, it's anyone's game. It's a 50-50. But that's why we're doing so well in the Champions League this year, because our defence and our control of football matches has improved no end.
I think people need to put respect on the fact of our results this year in the competition. Like, going against Bayern Munich isn't something that people should overlook and go, "Oh, Bayern have been poor this year," because they've not been poor this year. Like, they obviously, I know they have it in their league, but statistically, when we played them, we were the best 2 sides in world football at that point. At that point, Bayern Munich and Man City were both on the best form in the world. Like, statistically, we're both the top 2 teams, and we came away from that. We've conceded 1 goal over 2 legs.
Which shouldn't have even been a goal.
We shouldn't have, and this is meant to be the best. Like, do you know what I mean? Statistically, the best. Like, up there. Like, obviously, it's very different tomorrow. It's very different tomorrow because obviously they've got players like Benzema, Vinicius, which is scary thoughts, isn't it? And I know Bayern do have good players, but I think the forward line of Real Madrid scares me a lot more than the Bayern line does. But honestly, I back us completely. I back us with this defense, man. I think everyone should.
Absolutely, we've definitely improved. Let me continue with the Rodri quotes, and then we'll come to some of these member chats that we've got coming in. Rodri continues to say, he says, "The whole year we've been very good. Maybe the results weren't always there, but we're now identifying what we have to do. This is the big moment. Big teams like us went to push more, and we won 10 Premier League games in a row. We have to step forward as a team. Erling Haaland's a very simple guy. He's still 22 years old. He's a kid, not very old. I see myself young, so I imagine him. He is so humble. He wants to listen. He wants to learn, and has the hunger to improve. He has to say. He also goes on to say, you have to kill the opponents when you can, which was ultimately one of the key problems last year in the first leg. That game, that whole tie should have been over in the first leg last year, and that was one of the reasons we didn't go. He said last year against Real Madrid, we said 180 minutes we were brilliant, but it's not enough sometimes. The last minutes we didn't handle it right. It's something we've learned from, but I don't like to talk about the past. We've changed a lot. We have some hunger for revenge." And he goes, in fact, yeah, because again, he's recognising that the team was very good last year, and it's a shame. It is a shame that there's so much negativity on last year's games, because and I understand why there's negativity on it, because we fumbled the bag, man. You know what I mean? We bottled it. We choked at the death. But for 160 75 minutes, we were very, very, very good. We were the better team. At home, we were exceptional. So we should be going there confident. We've improved from last year. You know what I mean? You look at Real Madrid. Have they improved from last year? I don't know if you can say they have improved last year. I don't think necessarily that you can say they've got worse, but I don't think there's any evidence there to say they've got better. I mean, they've done terrible in La Liga this year. Mm-hmm. A few people that I know watched the game on Saturday, the Champions League, the Copa del Rey, and said they were very, very average and not looking great. Modric has only just come back from his hamstring injury. Is he going to be fully fit for it? Is he going to be fully up for it? They've lost Casemiro in there as well. So we should go into the game tomorrow very confident. We were very good last year, and barring a 3-minute meltdown at the end, and maybe some poor finishing in the first leg, we would have been in the final. So we should be confident.
Mm-hmm. The thing that gives me the most confidence and indication that we have improved within this competition is the first leg of that Bayern Munich game, the first leg, and how we saw that game out, because I feel that exact game, roll it back 12 months, we concede at least one goal, and we leave the door somewhat open for them, more so than we did for the second leg. I know we didn't leave it at all open properly the second leg, but we would have given them a glimmer of hope if we had conceded one goal, I think, at the Etihad. But you could see, I think it was after we scored our second goal. I know people give Arsenal stick for all their huddles because they do overdo it, but we did a huddle, and I think it was possibly the first time I've seen it properly this season. And you could tell the conversation was, don't let this slip, stay tight, keep your focus, stick to what we're doing, keep our shape. Whatever it was, it worked because we saw it out. We kept a 3-0 lead going to the Allianz, so it put us in a great position. Yeah, and that's what we did. Mm-hmm. So I feel much better about this thing. I feel this team now knows how to see games out. So if we do get a 2 or 3 goal cushion in the Bernabeu tomorrow, I'd like to think we can do that again and see it out and bring that back to the Etihad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. Rodri said the level is so high in the Premier League, so we have to play at this level. The quality of the opponents is so high, and we have to do the same with Real Madrid. We need to be efficient and score. The level is so high this season, but we're not champions of anything yet. We need to fight like a small team, and then we have the top quality players. We will fight hard yet again. My club and the philosophy we have pushes us and gets us better. We tried to reach this level of ambition and hunger. You need something here to go again and have the proper mentality. So I've got to say that brought to an end Rodri's section of the press conference. It sounds like the players, if you go off Rodri, are very fired up for this game. Which is good to see. It seems to me like they've learned from last year, and I'm super looking forward to it. I liked Rodri's press conference, man. He was dialed in. He seemed locked in, man.
I feel like all the time when we're seeing these players in these press conferences, the players do seem dialed in. They seem gassed for this Champions League as well, man. Like I think they know their quality, and I think they back themselves just like we should back them.
Mm.
They also know that they need to win the Champions League. They are such a good team, breaking records all the time, season in, season out, doing unbelievable things. They will be so hungry to seal their legacy as a team to win the Champions League. I mean, we saw the image the other week that came out of the physiotherapist room of the Champions League trophy up on the wall. We've never seen that before. That would have come out at least once or twice in the last few years if that was something up in our dressing room. Between all the documentaries made, the Together One, the All or Nothing, all that kind of stuff. We never saw it before. There's clearly something new about it. They clearly came together at the start of the season and said, we want this Champions League. Let's go and put all of our experience together, everything we've learned and the quality we have, and back ourselves. So it doesn't come as a surprise to people like Rodri and De Bruyne, who did the last one, I think, are talking like this because they need this. De Bruyne will really, really want this. Rodri, no doubt, too. And the fact that Mr. Rodri has a rest was massive. So I'm buzzing for him.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay. Right, let's before we come on to Pep Guardiola's section, let's have a look at some of these member chats and super chats that have come in. Big up to David. Says Haaland hat trick tomorrow. I will be there no matter what. Big up David. Thunder God Kunai with a 6 says finally got a City away shirt today. Gonna wear it tomorrow. Start of a new lucky away shirt. Big game. I'm scared but excited. Big up City from Thunder God. I deal with a 6 months. Says any of you worried about the lack of dominance in the air in the back four? It cost us the last time, especially with Ake missing. It did. We were poor in the air, and that is a problem that we need to address. And that's why I said earlier, Diaz needs to improve in this game because last year I didn't think he covered himself in any glory. Really, I thought he was poor. I thought Laporte was poor as well. So yeah, you probably are right. With John Stones, and I think John Stones is better in the air than Laporte, in my opinion. I think that's just a fact, man. I'd be very surprised if I don't disagree with that. And hopefully Diaz this year. I thought he was poor last year in both games, really defensively. So hopefully he improves this time.
Did John Stones play in the Bernabeu game last year?
don't think so.
I don't think he did. Didn't was it?
No, I think it was Laporte, wasn't it? Laporte and Diaz, was it not?
Gary Neville.
What was that back?
No,
Gary Neville made a point on his podcast the other day that I thought was quite true. He says, over the Pep Guardiola years at Manchester City, they were always a great team and he was always adapting it, but they never really had much physicality and much size. You now do look at this team, and the average height of the team, the average size of the team is actually quite bigger than it has been in recent years. Even throwing Erling Haaland in there for defensive set pieces is a massive boost on the height we used to have. Diaz, Stones now, and we're seeing Rodri. I've noticed Rodri starting to command the box sometimes on these aerial set pieces, whether it's in attack or defense. He's getting his head on things that he wouldn't have 2 years ago. So he's clearly worked on that area of his game. So I feel a lot better about the aerial threat than I would have done, say, 2
you should
years ago.
100%. I mean, I've got the back four up here. You got Kyle Walker, who went off injured. He'll play. I assume he'll play tomorrow. Ruben Diaz, Laporte. Laporte won't play tomorrow. That'll be John Stones. John Stones is better in the air than Laporte. Cancelo played at the Bernabeu last year. He won't play. Akanji will play. Akanji's taller and better in the air than Cancelo. Gabriel Jesus started the game. He won't play. Haaland will play, who's better in the air and taller than Jesus. Foden played last year at the Bernabeu. He won't play tomorrow. It'll be Grealish, who's taller. So straight away there, you've got like 5 improvements in the air, and that's where we were really crap last year against Real Madrid in the air. So I think we'll do a lot better, Adil, to answer your question. Big up to Peyton with the 2, says if Akanji is in the 1, is he in the 11? He will be the best centre back tomorrow. Confidence there, says from Peyton.
But he's a big guy as well, Akanji.
He is. Big up to Craig as well with the 15 months, says in 2023 we'll win the Champions League. Well, I think so as well, man. I think we're winning this year. Kwande with a 6 says, Facts LB, we concede a huge amount of goals. The one time we got to the final, we had a good defence. Shouldn't have to score 8 goals to go through.
True
100% Kwande, mate. City all the way with a $10 donation says, the fact they came back from 0-2 and beat Liverpool 5-2 at Anfield is enough for me to know that a draw is not ideal tomorrow. Pep needs to come with the mindset that this tie will end tomorrow. See, I think you're wrong. I got to take you up on that, City all the way. I think you're wrong. I think that's where we've gone wrong in previous years, going into games thinking the tie ends tomorrow. I think that's not what we need to do.
Well, if you go all out tomorrow and thinking the tie's going to end it, you can foot yourself over doing that.
Yeah,
this is what I said earlier on about the Leipzig game. It's quite clear in the Leipzig game, the first leg of that tie, we didn't go out to Germany with the intention of blowing them out of the water. We didn't. Of course, we attacked. Of course, we tried to get goals, but there wasn't that same level of venom and intensity going forward and wave after wave of City attack that we saw in, say, Arsenal game or Liverpool game. It was clearly more pragmatic. It was more strategic. It was, we'll try to get our goals, but we'll make sure our house at the other end of the pitch is nice and intact, and they're not going to get in behind us and cause us problems. So I think that's the approach we'll take in the Bernabeu. I'd like to think we won't go hell for leather and have a tennis match where it's just back and forth. So I don't know.
Yeah. Big up to Tyler with a 2, says, I hope we don't get Sterling, Haaland this game. Yeah, no, we won't, bro. Haaland will be Haaland. And big up Dave as well with a 5, says, I used to be nervous, anxious with the Champions League at this stage, but it feels the norm now. The experience over the last few seasons has been massive for us. I agree. I think the experience, man, we've learned about the Champions League, and it's been a long process. But I think the manager and the players have finally understood how you need to play in this competition to get to the next stage, and hopefully we'll see that again tomorrow.
It's crazy how we've come like full circle with this Madrid game. So it's proper testing it to see if we have learnt from our previous mistakes.
It is the biggest test. It's the biggest test in Europe, man. Real Madrid, the kings of Europe, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Let's have a look at Pep Guardiola's comments then. Before we do, guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream. We've got 1,100 people tuned in right now. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Hit the thumbs up button, man. Get us past 400 likes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, guys. We're trying to get to 75,000 subscribers, and right now we're 170 away from 75k, man. 170 people. We might even have 170 people in the stream now that are not subscribed in it. So please subscribe to the channel, and big up to the guys at Manscape for sponsoring the stream. You guys can get extra 20% off your order and free international shipping with promo code Xtra20 at checkout, man. So go and check that out at manscaped.com. Let me just update that, actually. For some reason, the discount code was wrong there. There we go. Boom. Yeah. Okay, go on, mate. You know what I mean? Big up to Amar, by the way, with the 2. Says, Pep tactics have been on point. He will adjust well. I think so as well. And Luca Day with a year membership says, Torre's agent apparently lifting the Champions League curse on us. Come on, the boys. Yeah, I've seen that.
You see, Yaya was going sick, wasn't he? He was like, don't put me in the same sentence as that guy.
Yeah, I think Yaya's realised that his
Listen
agent
to that
was a twat.
waffler.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, Pep Guardiola, he says this on last season versus Real Madrid. He said it was tough, obviously, but at the end, we made an exceptional game in Manchester. Really good here. Not exceptional, but it was not enough. We congratulated them and accepted it. He says, one day we'll reach the Champions League final and we will win it. We come here to do it this season, but we came here to do it last season as well. We arrive here with encouragement. The way we play was really good. We're not here for revenge, but just another opportunity. We prepared last year as well, but the same managers, mainly the same players, but completely different games. The difference is the second leg is at home. How much do we think this is going to affect the game? Because for me, I think that last year, if the games were the other way around, we would have qualified. We crumble because it was at the Bernabeu. I don't think we crumble like we did last year if that game was at the Etihad. I just don't see it. So I think this is massive that we're at home in the second game.
I don't think we crumble the same. I think the Bernabeu made us bottle it. I rate the way it is this time. But having the second leg at home is meant. That's what I mean. Because I mean that frame of mind of if we draw tomorrow, I am absolutely fine with that. Because I have all the confidence that we can go to the Etihad and beat them. I have all the confidence in that. But the Bernabeu, it's a different place, man. You're basically going to the home of the Champions League there. That is the home of it. So like that's the thing for me. I like the way it was round. The way that we got it round this year. I think it's better.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Having the second leg, I think it's
obviously
right.
Etihad this year as well has been like a fortress, man. It's been sick.
Yeah. He said you had to perform to reach the Champions League final. I mean, he says we played exceptionally at home. It was okay in Madrid. Could have been better. Football is 95 minutes. We congratulated Real Madrid, and now we are back. He said it'll be a huge mistake to think we are here for revenge. It's just another opportunity. There are clubs who do crazy things to win the Champions League. Being stable is the most important thing. Winning it is important. And this is what I was saying a few minutes ago. We have not been a stable team in the Champions League. Now, what I mean by that is, I don't mean stable in terms of entering the competition and reaching far, because we have actually done well. We've been in the Champions League every year. We reach quarterfinals, semi-finals regularly. We've been to a final. We are a team that usually gets to the later stages of the competition, but we're not a stable team. You know, you don't watch us in games and go, oh, these look like a pretty solid team. You go, fucking hell, these guys are up and down the pitch. Unbelievable. You know what I mean? This year, we're a lot more stable. We're a lot more boring in the Champions League. I think that's what you need to be in the Champions League. I think you need to be a little bit more boring. I think that's what City have proven over the years, is that we've been excited. Everyone says, oh, City are boring to watch. Not in the Champions League. Not in the Champions League. The Champions League, we're incredible to watch. But that's why we fucking... It's no surprise, right? That in the Premier League, everyone thinks we're boring, yet we win it all the time. And in the Champions League, we have these mint games that go down in the history books of 5-3, 4-3, 3-all, and we've never won it. There's a reason. We're not stable in that competition.
There's too much chaos.
This year, we're looking stable.
Yeah, there's too much chaos in them games.
Way too much. Way too much chaos.
Yeah, I think we need to be able to do what Real Madrid did to us last year in extra time when they were winning the game. Essentially, we just slow the game down, take the piss, start pulling your hamstrings, start kicking the ball out of play, start going down with cramps and all that kind of thing. Because that's what they did when we were leading that time. The Bernabeu. Yeah, when we were leading that time, we started going for more. We try to hit them for more goals. When we're actually going through at this stage, we don't need to go for broke. And it's what cost us, because we left spaces in behind for speed merchants and technicality merchants like Vinicius, who will punish if you give them that space. So I want to see that. If we get a 1-0 lead or a goal lead or two tomorrow, and there's a sign that Madrid could creep back into it, just go back, man. Set up shop and do your thing. Stop being a nuisance. Don't let the game go open and stretch. We don't want the game to stretch if we're in the lead.
Fact. Yeah, no, definitely. He says we wanted to win the Champions League last year, but Barcelona had to take a lot of time to win it as well. The important thing is that we're trying to get better every year. The Premier League is so difficult to qualify for the Champions League. I have the feeling that after the first Premier League title, we wanted the Champions League. In 2 games, we are trying to do a good one, and that is what we have to do. And that is pretty much it from Pep Guardiola's comments. You know, it's there for us, man. The Champions League is there for us. We go and do what we did against Bayern Munich, we'll win the game, and if we do that in the final, we'll win the Champions League. If we revert back to last year's Manchester City or previous year's Manchester City, where we want to make it a spectacle for the viewers. It's anyone's game. It's a 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
We're good enough tomorrow to go there, play a mature game, get a result, which might not be a win. It might be a draw, as you guys have said. That's not a bad result. It's a decent result. And do him at the Etihad. But, you know, the game doesn't end tomorrow. There's another 90 minutes, so we don't need to win it tomorrow. If we don't need to win it, we don't need to go there thinking we got to win this 4-0. No, wrong. Because then that's the wrong mindset. You got to go there tomorrow thinking, let's play our game, let's keep control of the football, and let's put in a proper professional performance, knowing that after that game, it's only half time, and you've got the other half to play at Manchester at Etihad Stadium. That's what we've got to be thinking, man.
Nothing's won tomorrow, so you got to think about that second leg. You just need to be within sight of it.
Which I think is what a lot of people found out last year, when a lot of people come away from that Etihad game last season after the first leg, buzzing. And I was like, I know you were the same, and we were just like, nah. You know what I mean? This is.
I'm pretty sure we called the review a missed opportunity, and people went sick at us.
Yeah, they did. We probably did, bro. Missed opportunity, and people probably crying. You know what I mean? But the truth is, the Champions League, it's only half time. It's only half time. If we 1-0 up at half time tomorrow, are you going to be buzzing then? You're going to be partying? No, you're not. You're going to be happy. But so, you know, there's still another 90 minutes to go, and we should learn from our past experiences that it's only 90 minutes. So whatever happens, barring getting absolutely battered 4 or 5-0, it's not over tomorrow. Win 3-0, win 2-0, great, it's not over. Lose 2-0, it's great, it's not over. It's not over, it's only half time. There's another 90 minutes to go. But what you got to do tomorrow, like Bayern Munich, you got to put yourself in a position to be able to come back to the Etihad and not require a miracle. That's what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
If we do that, I'm very confident.
Yeah.
Very confident.
I agree.
Yep.
Shall we dive in then to the starting 11 then? In my opinion, I think this is the quickest starting 11 we'll ever do on the channel.
I think we should all just be in agreement for the same 11. It should pick itself.
I
Just
agree.
don't see how anyone disagrees with Ortega in net.
Calvin Phillips in the
Oh,
mid.
what a troll!
Yeah.
Gotta be Calvin Phillips in the mid and Ortega in net.
I'm not joking. Yeah, I'm joking, guys. No time for jokes, LB. Yeah, so I'll take the defense. Kyle Walker right back, Ruben Diaz, John Stones, Akanji.
I'll take the midfield. Gundo, De Bruyne, Phillips.
Your front three is Bernardo, Grealish, and as if you threw Phillips in there. I didn't realize you threw Phillips in there.
What a snake, mate! What an absolute snake.
Rodri, Gundo, De Bruyne.
Yeah, and then it's the up top's easy. It's Haaland, Bernardo, and Grealish.
There you go. Anyone disagree with that?
I'm just trying to catch up, mate. I'm trying to put these players in the positions, man. You're saying line up rapid. People might actually have a different opinion though on the thingy front, on the front three.
Don't see how.
So some people will say Mahrez because he cooks in the Champions League and all that kind of thing, and I get that. I see the arguments for that, but I just think Bernardo was so good over both legs against Bayern Munich. Run it back, man. Reload.
Yeah,
I think Bernardo was unreal.
If you're going to play Mahrez, I think Mahrez would be better suited in the home game where, you know, you've got the Etihad behind you. You know, you're really looking to impose yourself a little bit more on Real Madrid than you are at the Bernabeu. Remember, tomorrow's not about going there and getting the game won, getting the tie won. Tomorrow's going there, suffocating them, dominating the play, and putting in that professional performance. And that's Bernardo Silva. If you really want to put Mahrez in, I think Mahrez probably suits the home game better. Where, like I say, the fans are behind you. You probably can't be as pragmatic as you might be tomorrow night. I honestly think that is the team for us, man. And the poll that's currently in the chat, that's had over 200 people vote already. 85% of people agree with this team. This has got to be the team that starts for me. It's got to be the team that starts.
I just don't want it. I just don't see another way. It has to be this. For me, this just has to be it.
I just don't want any Pep curveballs, you know, trying to catch Ancelotti off guard, any of that business.
He won't do that. No chance. No. I think he's learned from his mistakes. I think he's learned that that ain't the way forward anymore. This is the best team for this situation. Okay, maybe you want to put Myers in if you really want to, fine, whatever. But this fundamentally is the best system and the best team. And I think Pep's moved on. I think he's moved on for those stupid tactics. I really do. I think he's found the solution, and I think when was the last time he dropped like a madness in the Champions League?
The final. Probably.
Final, exactly. Yeah. He's not done it since. He's not gone and done a madness, because he got cooked in Lyon, he got cooked in the final at Porto. So I don't think he's doing that anymore. So I think he's learned from his mistakes, and I think this will be the team. I'd be very shocked if it's not the team. Now maybe you might see, like I say, Mahrez come in for Bernardo. That's pretty much the only thing that's going to happen. Yeah. Alvarez won't play tomorrow. It'll be Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne.
I genuinely think that there's only one position that I could see Pep potentially changing it. I think this is what he should go with, but then it's that right wing spot. I think he could change it if he wanted to, but I don't see it.
Could we see Grealish, Haaland, Foden front three potentially?
Could do right wing Foden. I don't think we will. Because he's probably not thinking that Foden's at that level yet.
Again, for me, bro, that's the home game. If you really want to do that, you do that in the home game, not away, man. Away, you need grafters, you need players who are going to work out. Look at the work rate in that, bro. Grealish, Haaland, Bernardo. You got Gundo and Kev in the middle, Rodri and Stones in the protection. That team is work rate FC. It's marathon FC. You know what I mean? They're going to work so hard. You know what I mean? If you really you put your Fodens in, you put your Mahrez in. If you really want to do that, you do that at home in the Etihad when you got the fans behind you and you're going for it a little bit more. Tomorrow is about work rate, getting in there, not losing the game by 3 or 4-0 and getting out. Simple as. And that team still has a lot of quality in it. So that's got to be the team for me. I'd be disappointed if that's not the team.
I really want to see Bernardo right wing. I really want to see it again. He did so well against Bayern. I think he could cook. I think he could cook Madrid. And do they have a left back? Or are they still playing Camavinga there?
Is it Nacho or something?
Oh, is that what they're doing? Is that the way that they're running it? Okay. Because I know that Camavinga was sometimes playing as the left back for him. God knows. But yeah, either put anyone up against him. Obviously, everyone. I mean, Alphonso Davies, unreal, but was it Alphonso Davies he came against? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, he put it through his legs twice. Generally, Bernardo right wing season for me.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't see how he can do anything else with the way that he played against Bayern Munich. He was absolutely phenomenal. That's what you got to run with. That's what you got to run. And I just think that is such a good team. You got Walker on Vinny. You know, I'm so confident that Kyle Walker can do a good job there against Vinny Jr. You know, why would I not be confident? You know, he's done such good stuff against like Mbappe, against Vinny as well. I think this has to be the team that plays tomorrow. I really do. I just don't see what else you can do. I mean, defensively, Laporte's not going to play, so that is the team. That is the back three. Rodri's going to play. Kevin's going to play. Some people are saying Alvarez. Alvarez not going to play instead of Gundogan. It's going to be Gundogan. Yeah. Grealish got rested. He'll play on left wing. Haaland's going to play, so it's just that right wing spot. But I don't see it. I don't see how you can not give it to Bernardo.
Yeah, I'm here for it, man.
Light work.
Yeah. The chat, man. 86% of people in the chat. That's heavy. That.
People it just is the team, isn't it, man? It just is the team. This is the team that takes us. It's the team that takes us to the final. Just need to do it, man. I have full confidence, man. I have full confidence that this team can get a job done.
I feel really good about it, mate. I feel really good about it.
You know what? Right? Usually after like previews and that, after previews and all, like we start talking about it, I get more nervous at the end of it. But I know today's different, man. I just feel like we've talked confidence. So
it kind of depends what mood LB's in, to be honest. He's a massive influence over how I feel about these things. I felt really good about the Leeds game going into it, and he was like, "Nah, I'm probably this one."
Yeah, when he kicked you off stream and give his speech.
Yeah, I was like, "Wow, we're on that vibe, yeah, okay."
Yeah, that's funny.
No, we should be confident tomorrow. We should be confident. We were better than last year. We were the better team last year. At home, man, we was unbelievable at home. Like, we were so good last year. And with Haaland, hopefully with a more solid defense. You got to remember as well, man, Walker went off in that second leg. He didn't play it, you know. So he's there. You got Diaz, who hopefully it will be a bit better this year in the game. You got John Stones ahead of Laporte, who's better in the air than Laporte. You know, you got to think we conceded 2 goals at the Bernabeu from headers. We conceded a Benzema goal at home from a header. We conceded a penalty at home because Laporte put his arm in the air on a headed challenge.
Which shouldn't have been a penalty.
There's four goals there that have all come from balls into the box. So clearly we need to improve that. And we've gone through the team compared to last year, and there's 5 improvements in terms of physicality and aerial duels. So you'd like to think we're doing better.
Didn't we have Fernandinho at right back at one stage, like for the end of that game as well?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
that's why Vinny cooked him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
we're good.
Vinny cooked. Big up to Nick Todd, by the way, with the 26 months. It says, how's it, lads? Previous Champions League campaigns, I was bricking it. For some reason, I'm more confident than scared this year. I'm going Lecker, 3-0, Foden. I love that, bro. Foden ain't going to play, so it ain't going to be Foden, but you do you, innit? And Mubzino with a 2 says, Rodrigo's been unbelievable. He is scary. He's a good player. He is a good player.
He's actually been doing really well recently.
But all the players are good, All the players are good, so it is what it is. We've got to then do our own thing, and I'm sure we can. We can get a result.
There's Don in the chat said, Jordy, I want you to scream, get in the fucking bin tomorrow, right? On Saturday, I was in Manchester, and some guy came up to me and just pointed at me and went, get in the fucking bin, that's you, innit? And I was like, yeah. Didn't know my name or anything, he just said, get in the fucking bin to me. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I want to go score predictions for tomorrow. But before we do, big up to the guys at Manscape. They sponsored today's stream. You know what time it is, man. Put whatever fruit or vegetables you want in the chat. I'm going to go for a carrot personally. Run the clip, Brie. 5% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology and a massive 90-minute battery time, which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0, you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odor defense. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code Xtra20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping.
Yes. Go check out Manscaped. Use code Xtra20 for 20% off and free international shipping.
Right, it's time. Score predictions. This is the part of the show, man. This is the part of the show that y'all been waiting for. Score predictions time. Guys, spam it in the chat. Score prediction for tomorrow night. Start with Hugh Murray. What you saying, bro? Bear in mind that you're on Big Six in a bit. You know what I mean? And, you got to take this confidence into that as well.
I will. I'm consistent. I've been thinking about this all day, and the conclusion I came to: Real Madrid 1, Manchester City 2.
Okay, Party Jordy.
Well, that's the same conclusion that I actually came to. That 2-1.
Okay. I think.
Someone in the chat just said Jody Party bullet header. 90 minutes plus 5.
I think tomorrow night the Shark feasts.
Oh, here we go.
Oh. How many, bro?
Go for Real Madrid 0, Manchester City 3.
It's happening.
Is it not working?
That's not the right one.
Oh, that's disgusting. What's that? Oh, that's because we had a power cut.
Yeah, man, I'm going for a 3-0. I'm going to go for a 3-0, man. I think that Haaland's going to get a couple, maybe even a hat-trick. I think we're going to keep a clean sheet, man. I think Diaz and Stones going to do their job. I think Kyle Walker's going to keep Vinicius Jr. quiet and show why he's the best defensive fullback in the world. The only one for me that I'm a little bit concerned with is Rodrigo versus Akanji. Only because as good as Akanji's been, this is now a next level. This is now a next level. He done good against Saka, but we're going from Saka to Rodrigo. This is a next tier of challenge. Having said that, I believe in this team. I believe in the defense, and I'm going for a clean sheet tomorrow. I'm going for 3-0.
About the confidence. About the confidence.
I don't think Arsenal fans would allow you saying Rodrigo's a level up from Saka.
Yeah. Oh, they don't allow it. But they don't allow anything in it. You know what I mean, so I'll allow them.
if we win 3-0 tomorrow, we'll win the Champions League.
No, bro. No. We are going to win the Champions League anyway. We're winning the Champions League this year.
There you go.
You heard it here first. They've already etched our name into it.
I've never been as confident as I have about the Champions League than this year. Never.
We win the Champions League this year. I will get a Champions League tattoo on my leg.
Oh, you still owe me a tattoo, so don't be queuing him up.
Yeah, don't be like this. Come on.
For people that don't know yet, Hugh Murray,
thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you for the watch.
Remove this fraud, man.
Hugh owes me a tattoo of my face. 50k, he said. When you get to 50k.
Bro, think about my sex life here, for God's sake. Like, this is that was not one.
And it wasn't just me. It was me, but then super fat. It was super fat Jody Party, wasn't it?
Poor man.
Yeah, listen, we'll reevaluate that one. We'll discuss the T's and C's for that one.
What do you mean the T's and
Champions
C's?
League?
The T's and C's were chilling. There was no T's and C's.
Didn't it?
It was a simple deal, man.
Lads, the channel's a lot bigger since then. I don't need this amount of people on me, right? Lock it off.
I think we can all settle for a City Extra logo. A CX.
100k, City Extra logo, done.
Yeah. He's always saying that because Hugh gets a thing, innit? Because he gets a plaque, so then Hugh gets a plaque, so he's like, yes.
I will 100k. I'll do my Instagram post. I'll hold the plaque and have a CX logo on my leg.
I'll get one with you.
Sick.
Right, shake on it.
I get a plaque on the wall.
Yeah.
Big up to
touching them tattoos. He's like, nah.
Yeah. Big up to Adam with a 9 months. Says City will win 3-1 tomorrow. Haaland, Grealish, and Bernardo. Yes, bro. Sven says LB. I want to hear you say 5-0 City. Haha, for good luck. Yeah. I mean, not quite, but we're getting closer. And end up with a 5. Says LB. What are you smoking, man? Madrid have scored in every home game this season. 3-0 is wild. Listen,
that's a mad
back
stat.
Your team, man.
That's a mad. That is a mad stat, though. I didn't know that.
I'm backing it. I'm going for it, man. I'm going in hard, innit? 3-0. We're going to do it, man.
Buzzing.
If we win tomorrow 3-0, that's next level, that.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's
Wild.
it. Gonna be crazy.
If that happens, I'll be buzzing for the second leg the week after. Big vlog for that one.
Yeah.
Major. Well, there you go. There's the preview, guys. Wow, tomorrow is going to be insane. Whatever you do not miss tomorrow's watch along, man. It's going to be insane. The numbers are going to be wild. Make sure you join us early. We'll be live from around 7 o'clock, bringing you all the pre-match build-up, team news, reaction, pre-game build-up. It's going to be madness. Don't miss it. It's going to be crazy. So subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss when we go live. Big up to the guys at Manscape for sponsoring today's stream. Remember, if you want 20% off your entire order, go to manscape.com and use code XTRA20. That's XTRA20. It'll get you free international shipping and 20% discount off your entire order. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream, man. Big up to the guys at Manscaped. I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
5% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet quiet stroke technology, and a massive 90-minute battery time which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0 you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odour defence. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping.